guess who's back? It's Donkey Kong. No, I'm just kidding. It's Awesomenator. I'm back. I said I'd be back, and here I am. Not reviewing Donkey Kong, however, but every single version of General Grievous that I own, which is a lot of them. Low light me. Stupid camera saying low light. So let's begin from the beginning. Obviously not over there. And in the middle. This is the first version of General Grievous I've ever owned. And let me fix up the camera because I can't see what I'm doing. Don't you love it when you do that and not even able to see what you're doing? Here he is. This is ironically, this is probably my favorite version I've ever gotten of him. For the simple fact he can hold his lightsabers, you can move him around, and he doesn't drop them. Shocker, huh? If you push his head, he swings them all over the place. And this one is actually supposed to go upside down, because his hand is upside down. And he's got a gun. Came with him. He came with 4 lightsabers. Shocker, because I don't think anyone since him came with all 4, except for one, which I'm planning to get. He came with a gun, 4 different lightsabers, and he's great. He's got an action feature. Not the first one to be released by Hasbro for the first movie, but not better than the first one. And he's the best because every version of General Grievous since him has been white. He's not white. He's this dirty, tannish white. See? That is dirty, tannish white. That is white. I don't care. Only one problem, or articulation. He's got a ball-jointed head, little swivel arms, swiveling, I don't know, movable legs, ball hinge, knees, and that's about it. Size comparison, here's my favorite version of Obi-Wan. He's taller than him, probably not as big as he should be. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe he is supposed to be that big. I don't know, maybe bigger version of Obi-Wan. But yeah, the only problem with him is his arm fell off. And I've tried countless times to try and glue it back on, and it never stays on. Oh well, I'm planning to get a new version of him, or re-buy him, or whatever. Next we go on to the second one I probably got. It's this one. Very short review for him. He came with the wheel bike, and all you needed to do was sit there. How I broke his foot off, I do not remember. I think he was in my windowsill, and I broke his foot off. I don't know. All he does is he moves at the arms here, so he can look like a monkey. Moves at the legs, ball-jointed head. Next to Obi-Wan. He's still bigger than him. Every version of General Grievous I have is pretty sure bigger than Obi-Wan, yeah. Except for maybe the Clone Wars one, because he's terrible. All he does is sit there. Unfortunately, I got rid of the wheel bike a long time ago. I wish I hadn't. Next, we come up to, I call it the poor man's version of General Grievous. Why? Well, he doesn't look that bad. I mean, he's got a lightsaber. He's got his nice little cape on. Oh my, look at all the time I've got left. None at all. His legs fall off. Isn't that nice? And his head doesn't want to come out. God dang it. Bob Saget. That's better. Yeah, this is the exploding version of him. He came with a lightsaber and a gun. This one, which he can hold. I'm not going to put it in there, just to save some time. And what he's supposed to do is explode. So you shoot him. What you do is you press this button in his butt, and that makes him explode. His legs move, his head's on a ball joint, his arms are swivel, and he came with some guts. Isn't that nice? I always like the scene where you see his insides in the movie. Next we go to the worst one of them all, the Clone Wars one. He's a terrible, terrible figure. For a few reasons. Why? His legs bend in, and they're really, really loose. They suck. You cannot stand him up. I'll show you why. His legs don't do it. What did he come with? He came with a gun and 4 lightsabers. Shocker. And he's even the tan color. So everything I said about this one was a lie. Can he hold the lightsaber in his hand? Yeah, for a brief period of time. If you do anything with him, you'll probably drop it. Came with this gun and 4 lightsabers. And one thing about him is, if you rip his arm off, it stays off. What do you know? No, actually, it goes back on. But you can get this so it looks like his arms is split apart into 4. But these are so useless because, I'll show you what, because they cannot hold lightsabers whatsoever. Most hated version of General Grievous. Head's on a ball joint, arms are on a ball hinge, legs swivel, he's a piece of junk. And then we get to what's probably the best version of him, the Vintage Collection, because Vintage Collection is pretty cool. He came with 2 lightsabers, a cape, a couple of lightsaber hilts, 1, 2, I got Anakin's in there, because Anakin doesn't need his. His cape's removable. And he came with a gun. Let me just give it to him for a second. So you can see he does this. God dang it. You know, I'm probably going to run out of time any second here. So here's him holding his gun. He actually does hold it quite well. And articulation, perfect. Only minor complaint I have is his hands don't really hold the lightsabers all that well. But there's a different version of him that's like, I think it's called the Secret Lightsaber Grievous. And that looks like it holds his lightsabers really well. See, his arms are split into 4. Well, they can also go together to be 1. If I can get them together. Yes, I can. Be 1. Articulation really, really quick. Head's on a ball joint. Ball hinge, arms. They bend here at the elbow. They swivel here, and they swivel at the hand. Legs, the only problem I don't really... Oh yeah, his chest's on a ball joint. Legs swivel back and forth. Bend at 2 points at the knee. Ball hinge on the foot. And size comparison, Obi-Wan, he's humongous. He towers over him. But he can just chop his hands off and shoot him in the chest. Speaking of shooting him in the chest, bammo, shablam. His chest is nice and green if you take those things off. And you can also take this piece off. I'm not going to do it because it looks ridiculous. But this is probably the best version that I have. All the other ones are terrible. There's an ant on his cape. And they even went to the detail to give him little pockets. He's got 8 pockets. He can hold 8 lightsabers. That's awesome. And I'm running out of time. Bob Saget. Last but not least, it's got the transforming General Grievous. Transformers, my thing. What do you know? There he is under there. Can't really do much right now. And I'm out of time. What do you know? I'll transform him in the next one. Hasta la vista, baby.